Welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer. And here I have another guest with me. I have Jason with me. And I'm going to let Jason introduce himself here in a second. What I'm trying to do is get a lot of different voices out here in the Phoenix community and surrounding valley of people that are just kicking butt in business in general. And Jason's one of those guys. So let me shoot across the table to Jason, let him introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Jason Dragon, and my primary company is called Emerald Computers, and we have an also marketing name of Arizona Computer Recycling, and that's because we do recycling and we resell computer hardware.
So is your real last name Dragon?
It is actually Dragon for many generations.
That is pretty badass.
It is.
I got to say it. I was like, is this like a internet name or is this a real name? That's pretty cool.
And most of my relatives that have the same name are in Virginia or Michigan.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. My great-great-grandfather created this giant credit union in Detroit, and it was one of the largest ones. He used the name Dragon back then too. So.
Really? So is it Dragon Credit Union?
No, it was like Upper Michigan something crazy.
Would have been pretty cool if it had been Dragon Credit Union. It has like an emblem of a dragon on the sign and everything.
Would be. Yeah, I thought about using Dragon Computers when I first started 25 years ago, but there's like 6 of them across the country, and I was like,
really?
Yeah. I was like, Emerald. What about Emerald? And nobody did it. And I thought Emerald because we're basically a green computer company focusing on the environment and recycling.
Yeah.
And we're also like a little bit of luxury gem. And it got very interesting because I named my company after a gem, and then my wife's name is actually Gem.
Her name is Gem?
Her real name is Gemini, but she goes by Gem. So.
G-E-M?
Yep. It's pretty fun. And the funniest part is I bought a house, and my house was on a road called Beryl, which Beryl is the mineral that makes emeralds. And I didn't even know that until after I bought the house. I was like, okay.
That's crazy.
It's the universe. So.
Okay, so you have the recycling side of your business. So,
right.
So that would be just anybody that has a computer that they need to get rid of, or businesses need to get rid of them, they just give them to you and you...
Correct. And and you do it for multiple reasons. Number one reason is computers keep a lot of data on there. Right. And if you just throw it in the dumpster, I mean, I get people who want to sell stuff from me, and they go dumpster diving all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we got this computer. And I'm like, no, I don't need that. Or, it might be scrap. But the data protection is a very big aspect of it. And we get companies that call us up with literally 100 computers because they want to make sure all the data is wiped. I just did a big company that recycled about 200 computers. Mm-hmm. And we just went through and wiped all the data on all their drives and sent them a giant report in a spreadsheet. It's really nice to be able to bring in this computer hardware. And what we do when we get the computer hardware, we take the best hardware that we get and we recycle it, we refurbish it, because the best way to recycle something is to reuse it as it is.
Exactly.
And that's what I really promote and try to get it all. Then the second best way to recycle something is to basically destroy it, melt it down to its minerals, its metals, and then rebuild it into something else. So anything that we can't refurbish, we take the best third of the items, or just about maybe a quarter, and we refurbish those in-house. We sell those in our 2 stores. Mm-hmm. We also do computer repair in our stores. And we also sell those on Amazon, where in the last 3 years, we've done well over $1 million in sales on Amazon.
Just from refurbishing and reselling computers?
About 40% from refurbishing computers, 60% from this giant, because I'm in the computer business and recycling, I had a company that called me up that bought 2,500 laptops, and they were brand new in the box, and they didn't know how to market them, and they all had a minor defect, and they didn't know how to fix them.
Oh, wow.
So they basically gave all the computers to me on a consignment basis. Mm-hmm. After a few months, and they liked me, I ended up buying them out, and I bought their trademarks, their website, their brand. I own that entire thing. They went on and did something else. They lost over $1 million, and I've made almost over $500,000 profit just from that one deal.
That is crazy.
And yeah, we've sold quite a lot of those laptops. And the best part is we still have about 500 of them left. They're not even all gone. We sell about over $1,000 worth of them every single day on Amazon. And it's exactly every day,
Wow.
$1,000.
And you sell those in your store too?
We do sell those in our store. And the defect that was in it took me maybe 15 minutes to figure it out. And now that we figured out the defect, I wrote up a little piece of paper that any of our employees can follow, and in a matter of 2 minutes, they can fix it. And we just have a guy, he opens them all up, he fixes that, he does all, because they did sit around for a while.
Yeah.
He puts all the updates, gets all the newest version of all the software, newest version of all the drivers, puts it back in the box, seals it up like brand new. We ship it off to Amazon, and boom. So.
Well, that's a worst part of getting a new computer is all the updates immediately that you always do on it.
Yeah, and when you get a computer that's 5 years old, that's a lot of updates. So that's why we do that, which I'm sure our internet company loves this. We download like almost a terabyte on every computer, and we're doing like 15 to 20 a day sometimes.
Holy cow.
So our internet must love us.
15 to 20 terabytes a day.
That's just for these. Yeah, we do
just for that, not counting any other stuff.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we go through probably 30 terabytes a day of downloading.
Now you get 2 stores. Where are the 2 stores at?
So our main store is only we're here in Peoria. Our main store is South Peoria, 75th Avenue and Mountain View, approximately. It's actually 7642 West Vogel. It's right next to Santa Fe Elementary.
Okay.
Our other one is on the southwest corner of 99th Avenue and Bell. And it's called the Promenade.
Yeah.
It's a big strip mall thing with like 60 stores in it.
99th Avenue and Bell. Okay, so just past the car dealerships.
Yeah, about a mile past the car dealerships.
Yeah, that's my landmark. This is once you get past Mercedes and all that.
Correct. We're about a mile past all that. We're next to a UPS store and there used to be a Starbucks. They closed down. Now it's some other Hoyer cafe.
Oh, so there's no longer 15,000 Starbucks in the valley. There's now 14,999.
Yeah, they may actually close a lot of them. I don't know why.
Probably guess there's just too many of them.
That's probably why.
You got honorary people like me that go to the mom and pop ones.
I haven't been to a Starbucks in almost a decade, probably.
Yeah, well, I'm big in chai. I like chai tea.
I love chai.
Yeah, I hate coffee, so it's like I drink chai tea, and I'm very picky on the chai tea. And the kind of Starbucks is garbage, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So we started our company, as I said, 25 years ago. And for the first 6-7 years, we didn't actually do recycling. We just built high quality computers for businesses.
Were they Mac as well as PCs?
No,
back PCs.
Back 25 years ago, Mac had almost no market share at all.
Correct.
Still to this day, they don't even have 10% market share. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
Because it's in certain industries, like everybody uses Mac, but they're not even close to 10% market share in the world of computers.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because in real estate, it makes the most sense to use a Mac. Yeah. For us, everything's designed towards Mac first before it's designed for a regular PC. So you're better off if you're using a Mac in my business, but I know in other businesses, they would never touch it, or if you're a gamer. You would never use a Mac if you're a gamer. Yeah.
And so right now we've been picking up recycling to the tune of 500 to 800 computers a month. And we have about 1,000 computers that we've refurbished that are between our 2 stores ready to sell.
Okay.
We have about maybe 40 or so brand new computers that we built, because we still want to build brand new computers for people who need that. Yeah. And we have all the brand new parts. And then
is that more the gamers?
Yeah, a lot of the gamers.
Yeah, because they need the latest of everything.
Exactly.
My son, he can do it himself.
And there's a lot of people who want the latest and greatest of a laptop too. They want something super thin and super nice. And we do actually have a few Apple computers in our stores. And then in our warehouse right now, we have about 3,000 more computers that we haven't refurbished.
That is crazy. They're just sitting there just waiting.
They're waiting on manpower. Yeah, I need more. I am hiring. We need more manpower.
Just hire my son. He's in the tech world.
But you're in Anthem, or does he live in Peoria?
Yeah, we're in Anthem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a little It's like a 30-minute drive, but you could do it.
Yeah. No, it's not too bad. It's I think we made it here in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about 2 miles east of here,
Okay.
though it's probably harder to get to because you're right off the freeway here and there. And
Yeah, I'm kind of cheating.
exactly.
Yeah.
Got that nice freeway all the way around the city.
So what got you into computers? What was like, because I love hearing how there's something that clicks in someone where this is the avenue that they end up taking.
So it actually is pretty interesting. So in high school, so for back all the way to elementary school, I loved computers. I built like a computer back. I mean, 8088 was my first computer back when, and I ran a Commodore 64, and I would hand code that thing.
An AD
8088.
8088.
It's the what came up before 286. That's how old.
Wow.
It's 2 generations before 286. It's old, and
Yeah.
got that in like 1987.
I was gonna say you got to be 80s on that because I remember when my best friend got the 280, and he would start to load a game and maybe like, okay, let's go watch a show. And we're like, what do you mean? I thought we were gonna play a game. He's like, yeah, it's gonna take a while.
Yeah. And I really loved computers, and I focused on it really a whole bunch. And my junior and senior year, I was in FBLA, and I got first place in the whole state of Arizona in all the computer contests.
Okay.
And was going to nationals and did all that fun stuff. But when I went to college, I was looking around and I'm like, I don't want to. All the computer people I know basically sit in a room and that's all they do.
Yeah.
So I decided when I went to college, I'm not going to take computer classes. I went to college for business management with an emphasis in marketing and finance.
Okay.
And that's what I got my degree in. And when I graduated, I decided, I still loved computers, and I would build a few computers and sell them during the off season from school and earn money to pay for it. Actually started doing it in my dorm room, paid a little extra money so I didn't have a roommate. Yeah, all that crazy stuff. And I went to NAU, by the way.
Okay.
So
that's where my youngest is going. We just dropped him off at school last week.
Very good.
So he's going to be a lumberjack.
Yeah. So I'm a lumberjack.
I told him, I said, I think you're going because your last name, your first name is Jackson. And they have stuff that says Jax on it.
It does.
And I go, you just want personalized items that have your name on it.
Yeah, I loved NAU. It was
Did you? Okay.
Great college. I'm glad I chose it. But after I graduated, I decided to be a business consultant. And I realized that I loved helping out other entrepreneurs and business owners. And then I quickly realized that at that time in the 1997, the vast majority of business owners didn't even have one computer. They didn't even know how to use computers. So I decided quickly right there on the spot, I'm going to open a computer company.
You know what? You're dead on, because I worked for Papa John's Pizza back then, and we did so much stuff on paper without even data entry. It's like, how do you track anything? We had district managers that had to drive around to the stores just to collect the data of what the sales were the night before and try to figure out food costs and everything else. And it's like, but if you have a computer, you just input the stuff, have a spreadsheet, upload it to a site.
Yeah. So I used all my computer skills and technology skills and was able to help out about 30, 40 businesses in Flagstaff. I decided to live there for a year after I graduated. Then decided that Flagstaff was a city of 60,000 people with, at that time, almost 25 computer stores, while Phoenix at that time was 2.5 million people with only about 100 computer stores.
Isn't that crazy?
So I was like, I'll open up, and then I analyzed it and figured that, West Valley was where it was at. Like Tempe alone had almost 50% of all the computer stores in this valley were all in Tempe.
So I can believe that, because when I bought my Macs back in 2013, when I bought my first Macs from a refurbished, it was a store down in Tempe.
Exactly, and that's what they all were. Then, so I opened my first store at 43rd Avenue in Peoria, in the city of Glendale, and ran that one for about a decade. We opened in 1998.
Okay.
And that's when I opened my first store, and it's just, we would move every couple of years to something bigger. So we were there for like three years. We moved to another suite in the same building, and we were there for like 8 years. And then we moved to the Olive Business Park here on Olive and 91st, right on the other side of the freeway from where we're sitting right now.
Talking about.
And we were there for like 4 years, outgrew that, and then we've been in our current building for about 8 years. Our lease is up in just a couple months, and we're actively looking for another building.
And that's the one here at 75th, or the one up on the Bell?
No, the one is 75th because it's about 8,000 square feet, and we can't even move right now.
Isn't that crazy?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's funny because what you're telling me is that business is good.
This is good.
So I should not be paying attention to what the media is telling me.
Well,
from the extent that you found a niche that is needed right now.
It is needed right now. And one of the other things is every time the economy turns down, I've made a couple of videos about this. Every time the economy goes down, I do better because people look out for deals. Mm-hmm. And since I'm selling refurbished computers, my computers are less than half the price of what you could see at Walmart, and they're better and faster than the same.
You're dead on. I have never bought a new Mac.
Yeah.
And the last Mac I bought was, probably a year and a half ago.
Okay.
I bought one for our office in Chandler. Bought a refurbished.
Exactly. That's what a lot of people do. And they seek us out. And the more the economy gets bad, the more they're going to spend their time and effort because we have we have laptops right now, a whole stack of them for $125.
That's awesome.
We have desktops starting at $95. And people could come in and, we just had a customer that came in yesterday. He had 3 different people come to his house to try to fix his problem. And each one charged him over $100. And none of those 3 were able to fix his problem. And he just was calling random people, like home-based people who don't have all the experience that we have.
Right.
We looked at this problem in less than 3 minutes, figured it out, decided, how we fixed it, and we charged him $95. And he had a completely fixed computer, fixed his problem. And that's what we do for our customers every day. We do 3 to 4 repair jobs every day in our main store, and probably 2 or 3 at the Sun City store.
Do you go to them, or they bring it in?
No, they bring everything in.
That's fine. Yeah, I was just wondering how it worked.
Yeah, and I using the analogy.
I always dropped my stuff off too.
Yeah, it's like those people who do your automotive repair at your house. You're paying double to triple the price because they go to your house. And the same things with computers. You can bring a computer into me, and we're going to fix most computers between $45 and $75. But if you have somebody come to your house, they can't be, they're spending a half-hour driving. They're doing the logistics. They can't take care of anybody else. They can't even answer their phone because they're working with you. And it's, but when someone works with me, I can work on this computer and, hey, the computer's doing a virus scan, or the computer's loading some software.
Right.
Well, I can go work on another computer, and I can go take care of a customer, and I can work on 5 things simultaneously. So we decided that the business model of people coming to us is the right one. And then the reason we opened up the Sun City store on Bell and 99th, we only opened that about a little bit less than 2 years ago. Okay. Because that store is only about 1,200 square feet. Okay. And our model for that was to have the one giant warehouse where we do all the recycling, bring all the stuff in. That's where we store everything. And then have these little perfect satellite stores. And the goal was to have about 15 of those. And I have everything I need to build 15. I have the inventory. I have the furniture. I need people. Okay. And I need good managers who I can say, hey, you're going to run this store. And then on top of that, we're actually thinking we'll just do it as a franchise. Somebody can say, hey, they give me, say, 40, 50 grand. I'll open up a store for them. I'll fill it up with inventory, and then we're basically partners, and we do a cut on it. And depending on the more they pay, the larger percentage they'll own. Yeah. We figured that if someone wants to own all of it, they'd have to basically pay 100 grand. Right. But if someone wants to pay 50 grand, I'll be like a 60-40 partner. Give them 60%. I'll take 40% ownership in that one store. And
I like the fact that you're thinking about it from a couple different angles here, to where you're not married to one option or the other. Right. You're like, you got to basically move how the market tells you that it'll work.
And that's what we've done. We've done crypto came around, and we became one of the largest builders of crypto. I built a Facebook group, Ethereum mining.
The mining servers?
Yeah, with mining servers. I built a Facebook group of 85,000 people in it. We did $1.2 million in crypto machines in a 9-month period. And I gave my guys such good deals even when the market went up. I said, I sold you this for $10,000. I'm not gonna, if it ends up costing me more and my margin disappears, I'm not gonna charge you more, because I thought that was the ethical thing to do. Right. And so even though I did $1.2 million in sales of those, at the end of the day, we only made about $80,000. So the profit was we could have made a lot more if we were like our competition and gouging
Right.
people.
But that 80,000 pays for a few employees.
Yes, and there's a lot of shifts in the market. Like one of my biggest pet peeves that's happening right now
Yeah.
is we have the standard in our business that when we have these hours,
Mhm.
and we're going to make sure that there's somebody in our store during those hours, no matter what.
Right.
And none of our competition has that standard. And you can drive to almost any of our competitor stores here, and they're not open. They're open. Oh, they have a sign in the door. Hey, we're doing an on-site, or decided to take today off. Various
Right.
things, and that's causing us a lot of issues because now hardly anybody wants to come to our store without calling us first. Like, are you actually open? Oh my gosh.
Well, they're not wrong.
Yeah.
They're not wrong because I've had that experience with other companies in past years.
Yeah. So I think that's the marketing pitch we're going to be doing now is we're here. We're always here. Whenever it says we're open, we're open. So
you have a book coming out. What is your book about?
So the book is not about computers.
That's cool. That's
It's-
fine. It's like, hey, I write about a lot of different things too. I think you should have passions that are outside what you do
Exactly.
during 9 to 5.
So I built the business up to the point where I have managers that pretty much run my business for me. And I only have to work about 20 hours a week at the computer business.
Awesome.
So I went out about 9 years ago and I got my real estate license.
Okay.
I have my license currently with a company called Coldwell Banker.
Yep.
Which I wasn't going to say, but they mostly all focus on PC. Hardly anybody there uses Mac. It's weird. All their apps are for PC first. So the opposite. It was weird. But with Coldwell Banker, I decided to take my experience with Emerald Computers and signing multiple leases and helping out other businesses with leases.
Mhm.
A lot of what I do is all about helping the small business owner, helping entrepreneurs. And the biggest thing that I saw is entrepreneurs were getting completely railroaded when they were signing their
The
commercial leases.
Yep. I
And-
would agree.
Yeah, over and over and over again. 70% of them don't even use a realtor on their side of the fence. They just go with the landlord's realtor. They get railroaded. And
Yeah.
some of these leases I see that some of my friends are signing are just so bad.
Yep.
So I just basically wrote a book. It's called The Lease Guide.
Okay.
The website's going to be theleaseguide.com.
Okay.
The Lease Guide, not guy.
Yeah, no, totally get it.
Yeah. And it's,
I'll have you send me over all this so I can put it down in the show notes.
okay, so sounds good. And so the book's basically written. I am finalizing it. It'll probably be released on Amazon in the next 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
I'm still finalizing the website, so the website's not like totally functional right now,
Right.
but it'll be functional hopefully by the time this goes live. And I'm really excited. It's about 90 pages of all the things that I think an entrepreneur needs to know
Okay.
to not get railroaded, to make sure they put the right things that protect them in a lease,
Mhm.
and to just learn about how commercial real estate works. And whether you've never done a property or you've done 10, or even if you're a commercial agent and you want to see things from the entrepreneur's perspective, it's a good book for all those things. But another good audience would be residential realtors so that they can kind of understand commercial real estate a little bit better. And I made it in...
We should just say, because I do residential side.
Correct.
The funny thing about real estate is there's a million different ways to make money, just like a lot of businesses. So I do buyers, sellers, and then I do private investing.
Yeah.
But there's so many different avenues. I don't touch the lease side at all or the commercial side, but that doesn't mean I haven't attended courses and classes on commercial because I still think I should be educated
Correct.
on it because I'm going to have clients that come to me and go, hey, what about this? And if there's a book I can point them to going, okay, this is outside my lane, but here's a resource for you.
And
That'd be perfect.
And what I want to do with the book is I don't want to just focus on taking, Arizona. The whole book was to help entrepreneurs nationwide, worldwide. I even did a little bit of research on how things work in Europe and, made some information about that. And what's nice about it is if they decide that they want to use a realtor, because I highly suggest they use a realtor in the book.
They should always use
multiple
a
times.
realtor.
And then towards the end, I suggest, hey, well, you should maybe use a realtor that's read my book.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you want to use a realtor that's read my book, go to the website, fill out a form,
Mhm.
and we'll hook you up with a realtor in whatever city you're in
Love it.
that will help
Yeah.
you. And that's our goal. And my goal is to just make sure that people get the proper representation they need, because I'm tired of seeing people get railroaded. And now I'm also kind of pivoting my Emerald Computers business, helping a lot of people do the social media marketing. 6 years ago, I created a group here in the city of Peoria, because I found out, I looked online, I was like, let's join a local community group to try to chat about politics, chat about what's going on, chat about businesses, help businesses out. And there was none. So I was the one who created the very first group in the city of Peoria on Facebook 6 years ago. And now that group has 15,000 people, all local here. It's the largest book in here. We heavily promoted.
What's the name of it?
It's the Peoria, Arizona Community Group.
Okay, all right.
So very straightforward. We didn't have Arizona at the beginning, then we started getting all these people from Chicago and Illinois. So we quickly added Illinois. Quickly added
I went to a little school in Morton, Illinois, which is a burb outside of Peoria, Illinois. Yeah. So yes, it's there is a history tie-in between the two.
There is.
Yeah. Caterpillar.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of awesome things, a lot of things going on. We've been helping a lot of people with marketing, just like simple little things. Like I know a lot of these people, they gouge businesses. Hey, we're going to set up your Google Maps. I'm like, that's super simple. I have a couple businesses. I'm like, just give me $200. I'll set it up for you.
I had companies reach out to me that I did it myself.
Exactly.
It is like, I'm going to pay you to do this. It's not that hard.
Exactly. Yeah, I got people call, like I'm building a funnel right now. I got people call me up like, oh, I'll build that funnel for you for $2,000. I'm like, yeah, no.
Kajabi walks you right through it.
Yeah.
There's several different systems. There's Go High Level, there's Kajabi, there's ClickFunnels.
I've done all the research. I think I'm going to go High Level. So
Go High Level is pretty cool.
I also like
we could go down a geek trail on talking about Go High Level.
Yeah.
But there are companies out there that there's always a YouTube video to watch to how to do it yourself. Or if you don't have the time, you can hire somebody. But some of them are pretty simple. Like Kajabi's ridiculously simple. So. And
I've used a lot of stuff in the past that was like that. So
right.
It's not like it's a new thing. And plus for techie people, I built, back 20 years ago, I realized that a lot of people didn't have websites. So I went out and was building websites for business people all over the valley.
Yeah.
So right now during COVID, our best customer was like people who had kids, people who had to stay home. We sold 1,000. We were selling 1,000 computers every like 6 months during COVID time. And we were doing things like if you had a student at home and you couldn't afford a computer, I'd just say, you come in and I'd say, just tell me you couldn't afford it, I'll make it half price. And I was doing that for like anybody who just said they couldn't afford it. And I'm actually helping out people. Like right now, if you show me you're on any social welfare program, you get the computer half price.
Wow.
And I'm doing that for a couple of years now. Now, of course, we're only doing those on the computers that are on like the bottom half, like the under $300 computers.
Right.
And the other thing we've been doing lately to help people, we're letting people walk in our door, buy whatever they want, except for the high-end computers. Buy a monitor, buy all the accessories, buy whatever they want. They pay us $85. We take whatever the rest of their balance is, no interest. We break it up into 90 full payments.
There you go. You're giving it a hand up, not a handout.
Yeah, and because I get these things inexpensively,
right? You can afford to carry the paper.
Yeah, I carry the paper on all of it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I only have 2 requirements to get approved. You have to have an Arizona ID and you have to have an active debit or credit card.
There you go.
And I'm like, I think that's a low bar.
It's a pretty damn low bar.
Yeah. I did already have one person to reject because they had like a California ID. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
So.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have to have you on again because we can keep going on and on. This is absolutely, I'm geeking out on this. We're gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna get your contact information so I can put it in the show notes for everybody. So if they want to reach out to you, see where your stores are, visit your stores, get a computer refurbished. So it's not going into landfill because there's gold in those computers.
There's gold a little bit.
Yeah but there is gold there.
Yeah. And the other thing that we've been doing lately is we've been working with a couple nonprofits, and we let them go and use their reach, their social media market to advertise our computers, and we give them their choice of 10% commission in cash or 15% commission in store credit. And like we have a private high school we're working with right now, doing a fundraiser. Like I think we're starting it next week, And anybody who comes in using their leads, hopefully they can earn 5-10 grand, and we'll be happy.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Because there's always programs in the schools that need support.
And
It's just another avenue.
And you get all these restaurants saying, "Oh yeah, bring all your people here, and we'll give you 20% back." And I'm like, I can only eat like $20 worth of food, But someone who has a business, they can go and buy 10 grand worth of computers.
Exactly.
And so 10% of 10 grand is a way bigger number than 20% of $20.
Yep.
So,
all right. Well, we're geeking out. We're geeking out again. So we're gonna have to call it here. If you guys like the show, please like, share, review, leave a comment. It all helps the show grow. Also at the swag shop on the way out, dadsruleswag.com. And until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know you all can be.